Now we're going to be establishing the height of the pins, and we're going to be making a couple markings. So the first thing you need to do is take your new lever, place it in between the two pegs until it reaches about, I'd say, 3/4 of the way in. Then what you want to do is go from the side, and you want to mark the height of the peg. Mark it on both sides so you know where that marking is. You can see I've got my two marks here. Now that we've got that first marking down here, you're going to need to take an arrow. Now, this is basically what my bolts are going to be like. I'm going to be using 5/16 arrow shafts and basically just be building really short arrows. The way this whole thing works is you're actually going to place the arrow nock onto the string between here. So what we're going to need to do is place the arrow on your marks and figure out where the nock goes. What we're trying to figure out is how much space will there be between the nock and the little lever. That way, when the lever's down there and it's holding the string in place, we can still knock an arrow onto the string and it's not going to interfere with this. So we take our arrow nock, place it in, figure out where the string would sit on this, and then we mark it on both sides. Alright, so we've got the second mark here. What we're going to do with that is take a tile saw or a knock file, and you're going to cut both dowels right at that line. You want to make sure the cut goes straight across because this is where the string is going to sit. So I'm going to cut that and I'll show you what that looks like. So here I've gone ahead and I've made a cut across. You can see it's about 1/8 of an inch deep, a little less than that. And I've also rounded this outside edge. Now I'll take my knife and I just open this up. Make sure that it's basically a straight cut from inside to the outside. You could also use a saw for this. So I'm going to do that and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, now that you've got these cut, what you want to do is take your lever, place it right about halfway between the two, like this, and you want to actually go ahead and mark where the tip of this ends. You can see right there. So now you want to go and cut these right below your mark. So you want it to be right in line with where the lever is when it's lifted up like this completely. Let's go do that. Okay, so now that you've cut it, what you want to do is we want to line up and figure out where this is going to stay. So you want to go from the side and you want to mark right where that point is. See? And then you want to mark on here about 1 inch down. You want to mark along that same point. You can see there. Now what we're going to be doing is drilling right through here with a small drill bit so we can actually tie this into here. Let's go do that. All right. Here I have the hole, and I have a groove cut into the top of the trigger here. So just for now, temporarily, I'm going to be using some Dacron just to see how this works. So I'm taking it, running it through the inside here, bringing it up over and onto the lever, running it back through. So I'm just going to loop it about 5 or 6 times. Alright, so here's the trigger. So here it is.